If you are updating your rate card simply by tweaking last quarter's numbers, you are probably missing big opportunities or making costly mistakes. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a practical framework for what to review before you touch your pricing in your rate card. Whether you update monthly, quarterly, or yearly, this process ensures that your rate card reflects real-world conditions. I'm James Deaker, the Yield Doctor, and this video is brought to you in partnership with Ad Monsters. In this video, we're going to not cover how to set actual prices or do a full rate card restructure, because each of those deserves its own videos. But I am going to focus on what to look at and analyze before making any pricing decisions. So when updating your rate card, there are a number of questions that you need to focus on. And the main one is what has changed. And there are three types of change that you need to focus on. The first is demand changes, shifts in what the buyers want. The second is market conditions, so other external forces that may be impacting the value of your product. And the third is internal changes, things that your business is doing differently that may warrant changes to your product rate card. So before you adjust anything, you need to ensure that you have reliable, up-to-date signals that's happening on each of those dimensions. And I'm going to get into that as I talk through each dimension. You need to ensure that your rate card is responding to real-world dynamics and not just a product of inertia. So let's start with demand. And this refers to whether the customer interest is rising, falling, or shifting towards different formats or products. And so some of the key signals that you need to review is feedback from your sales team, and if possible, directly from the clients, the advertisers, and the agencies. You need to look at the shift in the campaign types and the formats that are being requested. And you need to look at industry research or forecast reports. If you're not getting enough clarity, you should create opportunities to make sure that you are gathering more intelligence systematically. And I'll give you an example. When I was at Yahoo, I would personally attend the deal desk every week, not because I had to, but because it was the most efficient way of getting insight into any changes in the market that I could incorporate into making pricing decisions. The second thing that you need to look at is market changes. These are external forces that impact the perceived value of your inventory. So this might be a function of things like changes in the regulatory environment, GDPR or CCPA. It might involve things like changes to platforms, whether Apple's privacy restrictions or some other kind of changes. And then you need to look at broad economic competitive trends. These changes can actually flip your rate card overnight. So remember when Apple users were seen as the most valuable users? That reversed as soon as Apple came out with a revised privacy format that meant that you couldn't target the users in the way that you wanted to. And instantly, Android users became more valuable. So in a situation like that, you need to update your rate card and update it fast. And finally, you need to think about what internal changes within your organization have occurred that affect inventory or performance. So these might be minor product changes, they might be layout changes in your web page or within your application. It may be moving an ad slot above or below the fold, or it could be launching new formats or retiring old ones. So in a case like this, particularly if you're in a pricing and yield team, you need strong communication pathways with your product organization, your user experience team, and your engineering organization. And so while the pricing and yield team should remain independent, You need to think, if you're in an organization like finance, that you are looped into what the rest of those business units are doing and not just sort of sitting there forecasting revenue. So, if there is one thing to take away from this video, it is do not update your rate card on autopilot. Ask what has changed. Do you have the signals that you need to make smart pricing decisions? Do you have any questions or examples from your organization? If so, please drop them in the comments. I would love to hear how you approach rate card updates. I'm James Deaker. Thanks for watching. See you next time.